Okay, bacha log. Chalo, let's get started. This is in this exercise 1C. We need to start with question number 1. They're asking true or false. We need to tell them that 8 by 5 divided by 7 by 8, is it equals to 7 by 8 divided by 8 by 5? No. To understand this better, let us make the numbers a little simple. So tell me, is 2 divided by 3 equals to 3 divided by 2? Are both the same things? Or I should ask you, is 6 divided by 3 equals to 3 divided by 6? Is it the same? 6 divided by 3 is what? That is 2. And 3 divided by 6 is what? That is half. And 2 and half, they are a lot different, right? So that means when you change order in division, the answer is never the same, right? You cannot get the answer correct. So that means division in rational numbers, it is not commutative. What is this property of changing the order called? The property of changing the order is called commutative property. Okay, beta? Shrikant and Sridhar, let me know wherever you feel stuck, wherever even a single word of mine you don't understand, okay? So when I say that rational numbers are not commutative under division, that means beta ji, if you change the order, answer won't be the same. So it can never be equal to each other. Ye jo equal to ka sign hai, it can never be there. So that means this is a false statement. They are saying here that it is commutative. Both the paths, they are equal, but they are not. Right, bacha, or not? Clear or not, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Samihan, clear, beta? Samihan, bache, cause I cannot see you today, you will have to keep your mic on, beta, today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So keep your mic on and keep responding. Okay, let's do the next part. The next part says addition distributes over multiplication in rational numbers. So let's see what are they saying. If I write this as 2 times 3 plus 2, right, beta? Equals to, they are saying we can distribute it like this. 2 times 3, and now we can multiply 2 with 2 as well. 2 times 2, and if you add both, you'll get the same answer. Right, bache, or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So let's check if the answer is the same. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Right? 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 times 2 is 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Both are the same. The answer is the same. That means we can distribute the multiplication over addition. The multiplication can be distributed over addition. Getting it, beta ji, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Distributive property, is it clear with everyone or not?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
I'll explain with one more example. If I have 2 times 5 minus 2, so I'll distribute this 2 to both the parties inside. It will be 2 times 5 and 2 times 2. But because of this subtraction ka sign, I'll write this subtraction ka sign here. Segregate things with brackets, and let's see if both the answers are correct. Do it in your notebook, everyone, quickly. And tell me if we can distribute multiplication over subtraction. Quickly do it, everyone, and tell me if both the answers are correct or not.
Ma'am, it's correct. Ma'am, it's correct.
Ma'am, I cannot see the screen.
Ma'am, it's correct. Ma'am, correct, ma'am. Ma'am, correct. Ma'am, can you add my number in the MWF group also? Well,
हाँ जी बेटा, yes I can. अभी मैं क्लास के बाद कर दूं. Okay. अभी so can you people see here? Shrikant and Shridhar, have you got the correct answer?
yes, ma'am.
Samihan, have you got the correct answer, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Let's see if the answer on the right hand side is also 6. 5 times 2 is 10. Minus 2 times 2 is 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. Both are equal. So what I can write here is multiplication is distributive over subtraction. Right, बच्चा or not? यहाँ पे in rational numbers भी लिख सकते हैं. You people can write in rational numbers. You people can write in integers. You people can write in whole numbers, depending upon the numbers that you are using. This time I am using whole numbers, so I can write it in whole numbers. If I make them rational numbers, if I make all the numbers rational numbers, so I'll write in rational numbers. Multiplication is distributive over addition in rational numbers, and multiplication is distributive over addition in rational number. Both statements are true. Let us see if it is the same thing written here. What is this written here? Addition is distributive over multiplication. This is not true. What is true is multiplication is distributive over addition. Addition is not distributive over multiplication. Getting it, bache log, or not? What is the issue here? What is the problem here? You have understood or not, Samihan? Multiplication is distributive over addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction, they are never distributive over multiplication. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this second one is also a false statement, right? Let's understand the third part. They are saying reciprocal of minus 8 is 1 by 8. So what is a reciprocal? Reciprocal is when you flip the number upside down. Minus 8, reciprocal would be minus 1 by 8. Always remember, beta ji, that negative sign, consider it to be fixed with the numerator. Always keep it in mind that you are not keeping denominators negative. Right? So what I have done here is negative 8 by 1 ko, I have only flipped the numbers. Negative sign stayed there. Getting it or not, bache?
Yes, ma'am.
So negative 8 by 1, a reciprocal of it is minus 1 by 8. Clear hai?
Clear, ma'am. Ma'am, can we write reciprocal as multiplicative inverse?
हाँ जी बेटा.
Ma'am, can you write reciprocal as multiplicative inverse?
Yes, beta. Yes. We did that, no? When we understood multiplicative inverse. Sorry. So what is this? Is this a false statement or a true statement? Who will tell me? Shrikant and Shridhar would tell me. Is this a true statement or false one?
Ma'am, it is a false statement, ma'am.
Yes. Why? Because the answer is negative 1 by 8.
Negative 1 by 8 and there is no negative mark.
Exactly. Very good. So this is again a false statement. Let's do the fourth one, beta ji, quickly. 3 by 4 divided by minus 8 by 7 is a rational number, they're asking us. Do you people remember how to divide rational numbers? You flip
You flip the second one and then you
second fraction always, right? So 3 by 4, you flip the second one, you make it negative 7 by 8. I have told you to keep the negative with numerator only. And you will make this division ka sign as multiplication ka sign, right? So what is the answer here? Tell me. It is negative 21 by 32. Is this a rational number or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Every number which is in the form of P by Q, something by something, both are integers, be it positive or negative, any type of integer, and Q is not zero. Q is not zero. That is a rational number only. So negative 21 by 32 is a rational number for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear everyone or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go for the fifth part. The fifth part here saying 0 times 4 by 5, is it equals to 4 by 5 times 0? Are both the things equal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
0 times 4 by 5 is 0 only. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. 4 by 5 times 0 is also 0. Why? Because no matter in which order are you multiplying 0, anything multiplied by 0 will give you always a 0. Right? Now it implies that 0 is multiplicative identity for rational number. Is this fact, the fact that is written here, telling you that multiplicative identity, this 0 is the multiplicative identity of our rational numbers? Is this property telling you the same thing? What is multiplicative identity of rational numbers? Do you people remember?
Ma'am, 1.
Multiplicative identity is
1.
1. So this again statement is a false one. For Shrikant and Sridhar, I'll explain the things a little more. And Samihan as well. Samihan beta, listen carefully. I'll additive identity and multiplicative identity. What are these two things?
Ma'am, when the number stays the same.
I'll explain it. Additive identity is when you add two numbers, you get 0. When you add two numbers and you get 0, you call them additive inverses of each other. So additive identity is 0 beta. When you add two numbers and you get a 0, that is additive identity is 0. So iska matlab, if I ask you what is the additive inverse of 20, that means what should you add to 20 to get 0? What is the answer, Samihan?
20.
Samihan, what is the answer?
Ma'am, 20. No, ma'am. Ma'am, minus 20.
Negative 20, right? So that means additive inverse of 20 is negative 20 and the additive identity is 0. Clear, Shrikant and Sridhar?
Yes, ma'am.
If I ask you what is the additive inverse of minus 32, that means I am asking you minus 32 mein what should be added to get you a 0?
Ma'am, plus 32.
Very good. Absolutely correct. Sridhar, you tell me, beta, what should be added to 51 to get a 0?
Ma'am, minus 51.
Very good. Negative 51 to get a 0. So 0 is the additive identity. So 0 is not the multiplicative identity, it is the additive identity. Getting it, bache log?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now one more thing. I am explaining multiplicative identity now. What is multiplicative identity? Multiplicative identity is when you multiply and you get 1. Like if I ask you -3, what should it be multiplied with to get you 1? So multiplicative identity is 1. This is your multiplicative identity. And what should be multiplied with -3 to get you 1? What is the answer, bache?
Ma'am.
Tell me, Samihan.
Ma'am, -3.
-3. Say if you multiplied -3, you will get 9. Positive 9. How would you get 1?
Ma'am, -3 into -1.
Into -1 would give you 1. 3 times 1 is 3, beta. And negative would be cancelled. You get a positive 3. You know what? Just flip the number. -3, flip it and make it -1/3. And now what you will do? Multiply this -3 by 1, -1/3, and see what you get here. This 3 will be cancelled. -1 times -1, 1 ones are 1, minus would be positive. The answer is +1, which you people actually want. So what do people need to do here? -1/3. So in multiplicative inverse, when you are finding it, trying to get multiplicative identity, you always flip the number. In additive inverse, you always reverse the sign. Let me explain once again with this. Samihan, are you getting it, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
For additive inverse, what is the additive identity? That is 0, right? Now, if I ask you for -3, you just reverse the sign. That will be +3. You add both, you will get a 0. So for additive identity, what is the trick? You are reversing the sign. For make every positive thing negative, a negative thing to positive. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And for multiplicative inverse, what do we people do? For multiplicative inverse,
Ma'am, flip the number. Ma'am,
we flip the number. Very good. If it is -3/5, I am asking what it should be multiplied with to get 1, because multiplicative identity is 1. So whenever you say what is its multiplicative inverse or what should this be multiplied to get 1, you are flipping the number, keeping the negative sign if there are any to the numerator only. Now you simply cut 3 with 3 and 5 with 5. Now this is also -1 and this is also -1. When you multiply 1, ones are is 1 and negative becomes positive. This is how you get positive 1. Clear or not, bache?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so quickly, 3 questions I'll ask. First one to Samihan. Samihan, what is the multiplicative inverse of -5, beta?
Ma'am, -1/5.
-1/5. Very good. Okay. Sridhar, what is the multiplicative inverse of -3/2?
Ma'am, -2/3.
Very good. Sridhar, Shrikant, next is yours. What is the multiplicative inverse of -100?
Ma'am, -1/100.
Very good. -1/100. Okay. What is Samiha? Next question for you. What is the additive inverse? What is the additive inverse of -5?
Ma'am, +5.
Very good. And you get a 0. Okay. Now, Shrikant, next is yours. What is the additive inverse of -3/2?
Ma'am, the additive inverse of -3/2 would be ma'am, 3 by -2.
Why 3 by -2, beta? Negative has to be kept with numerator only, no?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, -2/3.
Abhi, listen here, listen, bacha. We are not flipping in additive inverse, beta. We are not flipping it. For additive inverse, we always reverse the sign. If it is
Ma'am,
negative 3 by 2, so answer would be 3 by 2. Very good. Okay, Sridhar, what is the additive inverse of minus 100?
Ma'am, additive inverse of minus 100 is 100, ma'am.
Very good. Positive 100 or 100? Got the concept of both the inverses?
Yes, ma'am.
Additive inverse, you simply reverse the sign, and multiplicative inverse, you flip the number. And multiplicative inverse, they are also called reciprocal. Okay. Chalo, now we are moving to question number 2. Next is when we are multiplying two rational numbers. We did this already in 6th standard. We learned how to multiply two fractions, right? Hai na? We learned there, no? So it goes the same way here as well. They're asking us to multiply 1 by 6 by 12 by 17. Now, how to do this? How to do this? We have to first see.
Simplify.
Yes, exactly. We have to first notice if any numerator can be cut with any of the denominators. 1 is already in the lowest form, 12. Let's see. 12 cannot be cut by 17. It cannot be simplified with 17, but it can be cut by 6. So what I'll do is I'll simplify it with 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Right, bache?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now anything can be cut? No. So what is the answer? You multiply corresponding numerators. 2 times 1 is 2.
2 by 17.
And corresponding denominators. 17 times 1 is 17. 2 by 17 is the answer. Very good, Shrikant.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is this clear, everyone, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Let's do it with a mixed fraction now. How does it make a difference? We know how to make mixed fractions into improper ones. First,
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
make them into improper ones. Then we'll multiply like we did right now. Let's do this. 5, 1 by 2 is what? 5 2s are 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 by 2 multiply by 6
Minus
times 1
11
is
by
6.
6.
6 plus 1 is 11. 6 plus 5 is 11. So 11 by 6, but negative 1. This negative is there, no? Don't forget to write this negative. Now, can anything be cut? Nothing can be cut, right?
Ma'am, 2 and 6.
Betu, they are both the denominators. You
Ma'am,
cannot.
2 1 by 12.
Dekho, fighting and cutting it is never allowed on the same floor.
Okay, ma'am.
है ना? They are like your brothers. We cannot fight among brothers, है ना? So you can fight at different floors. ऊपर नीचे लड़ो जितना भी लड़ना है. Okay? So you cannot simplify things here. So you need to, that means only multiply the corresponding numerators and denominators. Dekho, 11 times 11 is 121. You put negative ka sign there because plus minus is minus. And 2 times 6 is 12. Getting it, beta ji, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
This is your final answer. Chalo, what I people now, acha, do one thing, do these 3 parts that I am taking here and keep sending me the clicks. I want to
Excuse
see
me,
if
ma'am.
you people are doing it correctly or not. Hanji Tejas, beta, tell me.
Ma'am, I have done all the parts.
Oh, very good. Take a click and share. I want to check.
Ma'am, what about the second part?
That whatever is rest, you can complete as your homework later.
Ma'am, there's only one question.
No, there are 3 parts.
Ma'am, we did that right now.
When I was explaining, you were copying it.
Yes, ma'am.
Not fair, not fair. Okay, complete this 3rd, 4th and 6th part quickly and share
I'm
clips with
here.
me. Checking, bacha.